One day I was traveling from Ibadan to Lagos, and Google Maps told me that there's a go-slow in the approach to Lagos. I decided to take Ijebu-Ode, Shagamu, via Shagamu. And what struck me was that I just found myself on a paved road, concrete road. I said, wow, when was this one built? I've not been to Ijebu for some time, and the few times I've been there, I always came through Ekwe. So I said, wow, this is different. And I found that our people, when I say our people, I mean our Ijebu people, they've stopped complaining. I said, oh, no wonder they now have a brand new road that's not just an asphalt road, a concrete road.
Right.
Is that not beneficial to me or any use of that road? Is it beneficial? People are benefiting.
Yeah,
I live in Naija.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to Lagos and I ask Google Map to tell me how soon will I get home, Google Map will tell me 1 hour, 7 minutes. Before, 2 hours, 30 minutes. And the reason for that is because we now have a coastal road that has shortened my travel time. Is that not beneficial? What are people talking about really? Look, if you have students, if you are a parent, and you have 4 children in university, and they're able to access federal loan, which is interest-free, are they not benefiting? Are the parents not benefiting?
You see,
if you are a civil servant and you can access the credit card, very cheap loan, at below interest is about 7%, now people can access that loan at single digit. Are they not benefiting?
Well, there are question marks over how
monies
are trickling down to people with regard to those loans.
We have been pigeonholed into certain assumptions, certain conclusions. People just say it's like in the early days of this government. I think the president went to Lagos. I think it was coming from the Central Mosque, and somebody now did a voiceover. And that means we are hungry. Since then, people have been saying that, if we are hungry.
Yeah, but
I'm a Nigerian. I have people working for me privately. I don't see the level of hunger people are talking about, because I see them and I keep asking them questions. How are things? How are they adjusting? What are the problems?
Hello, everyone. I absolutely cannot and will not blame Bayo Onanuga for that reckless statement, statement that lacks empathy that he made, because of the fact that the biggest problem we have are also Nigerians. And I'll give you example. Somebody will call you and start telling you their problems, whatever, and you're like, okay, why are you not saying that to government? Why are you not speaking? They will not have. Then others, the one that I dislike the most, somebody will not say, oh, but you are accessible. They are not accessible. And so because I'm accessible, you want to kill me, right? This whole thing comes from the fact that citizens are the ones who are bearing the brunt of governance. The more Nigerian government is irresponsible, the more Tinubu's illegitimate administration is irresponsible, the more that Nigerians make excuses for them, the more that they take on the problem, the more that they go on and be the ones to solve the problem. So if you're playing the role of government in people's lives, they're not going to hold government accountable. What's their business? That's why someone will say to you, oh, I'm not going to vote. Yeah, why would they vote? Their children's school fees is being paid by you. The feeding that they feed, you are the one taking care of. If they have any emergency problem, they are going to come to you. And that's when they will not start telling you that, oh, God said we should help each other. Yes, God said we should help each other. But the help is not when people foolishly give up of their agency and refuse to do anything, then it becomes a burden on people. And then people are thrown more and more into poverty. There's something I used to explain to people. It's like if you're trying to climb up and somebody is pulling your leg down, look, or people are pulling your legs down, there is no how you're going to get to the top of that tree. Whatever it is that you're climbing, be it a house, wall, whatever it is that you're climbing in that people are holding you down. There's no how you're going to get into it. But if you're able to climb it and you settle down very well on the top of whatever it is you're climbing, be it a tree, be it a house, be it wall, be it whatever, and you set your gate, you then can lean over and carry people up. You're able to lean over and bring more people, up there with you. One of the sayings that I heard about many years ago and which really for me was very profound, and it made a whole lot of difference in the way that I look at finances and helping people, was that you cannot help the poor by being poor yourself. You see a lot of people will come and tell you that, oh, how their parents had so much money and their parents were the ones who were helping everybody, doing all these things, and then one day their parents had financial difficulty and that was it, they were wrecked and everybody moved on. That's the reality of a lot of people. In as much as you're helping, nobody says you should not help. Help is an amazing thing to do, and you get, you get reward for it and all of that. But you do not help yourself in a way that you then not have anything, that you then become someone who is needy of help. Also, which is what a lot of people do, and they forget the fundamentals of at least protecting certain aspects of that your wealth, to ensuring that you are able to have, something that you can help yourself and invariably be able to help other people too. Then there are some people who don't care, who, as far as they are concerned, they will ask you for anything whatsoever. And some people have such entitled mentality, and especially when they find this, oh, you are a public figure. Like someone, I'll give you an example. Like someone called me one time, and he was like, oh, I think he said his mother. It was his mother. I think someone, from his voice, it's someone a bit, not a young person. I think someone in his 40s, 50s or whatever. And he says his mother is sick and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. Your mother is sick. She's in this hospital. She's on this day. Can we have her details so that we'll go there and check this hospital and pay it off? I'm not going to give the next thing he said, and that because I'm going to help him, doesn't mean that he's going to give his mother's details, blah, 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 blah. I said, Oga, it's your mother that is sick. It's not my mother that is sick. When my mother was sick, did I come to you? I didn't come to you. You cannot have a sense of entitlement. I just off it. I blocked the person. Straight up. I don't send anybody. I'm not, some people have this feel like, because you are popular, if they come to you, you have to help them. Otherwise, they can go and say that you are not. I say, me. Am I owing anybody? One thing I don't do what Islamically we call it riyah. When you do things because of what people will say, instead of doing it because of God. Me, if it's because of what people will say, I bet call me bad person. Good people die too young now. Why do I want to be good? Bad person, I have my freedom. So me, that emotional blackmail, it doesn't work with me. Now me go first, you ask me, I know help him. You help him. Then there's one that will tell you, there was one that I will tell people, I say, if God has not punished you for you not helping yourself, there's no how God will punish me because I did not help you. Even you, Papa, no help yourself. So don't bring that entitled mentality into the space, right? Because a lot of people have those, entitled mentality. The one that beats you the most is how people will call you and it's all lies. So I used to be in a place where this person is sick, I'll send this person that's sad. Then one day I just sat down and thought about the fact these people that get sick, you're helping them, they never come back to even make demands for good healthcare system. They don't care about any other person as they have gotten their own. And it was this year, I'm sure I did a video on that. Someone called me very early hours because I don't sleep early. Some days I sleep like 5 o'clock, 6 a.m. That's when I'm sleeping. Some days 3 a.m. That's when I'm sleeping. So I'm working. I think this guy called me around, was it 4 or 5? My phone rang. I picked it up. Hello. His father is having an asthma. Is it diabetic or asthma? I can't remember which of them. He's in so and so hospital. This. I said, okay, no problem. Where's the hospital? Can I have, he now called back. I said, can I have the hospital number, whatever? Let them go and pay. Gives the hospital number. I said, call this thing. Let's go and get this thing paid. Lo and behold, guess what? There's nobody like that. There was nobody. And then when I call, like, you can't imagine. I said, you call me at 4 a.m. to lie. If not because I have a policy that when it comes to school, hospital, sorry, I know they pay direct because I've had too many. I will pay to the institution. You get one way tell me say wife get. If I start narrating this, I think I can do an hour video just on this whole issue. One that came to tell me about his wife who had, this was years ago, maybe like 5-6 years ago. His wife had a CS in so and so hospital. Blah blah blah. They needed more. Okay, no wahala. There was no wife, there was no CS. That was how that whole thing. When. But what am I trying to say? Sometimes we are also the problem. We are the one carrying the failure of government. If everybody should feel the failure of government in their body, when some of us are talking, they will not say that we are talking just because we want to talk. Because that's the thing that you have. So Aisha, she talks too much. She has to talk this thing, talk. But when you are bringing your problem, you don't realize that talk that I'm talking, others are talking, it's for you not to have this problem, okay? You are not saying that. No wahala.